everybody, and thank you for joining us for another edition of AfroDJMac's free Ableton Live Packs. This one is called y-roc's Flutes, and it's made up with some flute samples sent over to me from Corey Morgan, also known as y-roc. He sent me over these two different flutes, a bamboo flute and a native flute, and I've racked them up into an instrument that you can toggle between the two different sounds. I've also did a little fun sound design and turned the flutes into a drum rack. So why don't we stop the music here and take a look at what's going inside this instrument rack. So I'm going to look at this more flute-based one, and it sounds like that. And if you look inside, what you've really got here is two different instruments stacked onto each other. First is the native flute, which you have control over the volume and the octave. And if we look inside here, we can see that we've got 4 different samples on this one. And after both instruments, we have a filter and a ping pong delay, which we'll get to. And the bamboo flute is basically the same thing with 2 different samples. So the way this guy works here is you've got control over, let's listen first just to the native flute. I'm going to turn down the bamboo flute. You have control over both volumes and the octave of each one. And the reason I put this in here for these 2 instruments is it allows you, when I raise the bamboo flute, it allows you to get a low sound as well as a higher sound at the same time. Or you can have them sounding at the same octaves. So you can stack them and layer them kind of nice. You can get some interesting different sounds, little ensemble of flutes. Just to let you hear what the bamboo flute sounds like. Little different character on this one compared to the native flute. We've got the filter frequency, which we can play around with. Right now I've got it set to a low pass. I can go to band pass, high pass, and now I'm at the low pass. So we can make it muffly, we can cut out the lows, we can raise the resonance. And also I've thrown on a delay here, which will just add some atmosphere to these flute samples. Okay, so let's now just take a quick look at the drum rack we've got built here. Basically what I've done here is put each one of these into its own sampler and use the pitch envelope as well as the volume envelope to craft out some drum sounds. So we've got a kick drum. Here's our snare. On the snare I just threw a little saturation and compression to kind of give it a little meat. And then 3 different toms. And this is our, I'm calling a hi-hat sound, but you might think it's more almost like a rim shot. And that's making up the beat we have here. This drum kit right here, all made from the same flute samples that we have in the other instruments. So we've got this sound playing the chords, same exact thing as this one that's playing the melody. So I hope you enjoy this pack. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a nice organic sound, you know. The flute samples are nice in that they're not, you know, your perfect, in tune, you know, pristine samples. They're a little more character and they've got some soul to them. And we have Corey Morgan to thank for that, aka y-roc. So please be sure to check out some of his music. I'll put the links up, and you can download this for free, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks a lot.